is wrong. At this point, I would like to invite Dr. Nakib Nasrullah, who is a professor of law from Dhaka University, to give his deliberation. And just request to Dr. Tariq Nasrullah, if you can limit your speech in 12 minutes, would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Honorable moderator, and also the distinguished chairperson of this session, and other dignitaries, respected speakers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, in fact, I am not mentally prepared to talk about today's topic, the celebration of Eid with the bombardment in Palestinian area. Because whenever we go to talk about this situation, it's quite obvious that we have to be speechless. Because it's something that is a long-standing matter, unresolved matter. The international community has been ignorant about this year after years. And we the Muslims, we are playing very poor role, very weaker role, and not the appropriate role being the Muslims. And so therefore, I find it very uncomfortable today to talk about this issue. Because on the eve of the Eid celebration, what we witnessed like 2 days back or 3 days back, the aggression, as the Samuel Reza said, committed on the Muslims, the peoples who are in prayer in Masjid al-Aqsa. And it is not the matter of today. As I told you before, it has been the long-standing matter. And so therefore, to begin with, I strongly condemn this kind of atrocities, this kind of aggressive attack by the occupation forces of Israel. And at the same time, I extend my heartfelt the sympathy to those who are the victims of these situations, the Palestinian peoples, who are still playing their role bravely, even under such situations. And therefore, as I mentioned one thing, what we need to do, because this is not a matter of today, it has been a long-standing matter. As the moderator said, the Arab world is, they are not actually playing the right role. The Saudi Arabia, look at Saudi Arabia and other countries, what they are doing in favor of in favor of the Palestinian people. Even the humanist activists and the parliamentarians and different NGOs raise their strong voice against Israel's occupation, against Israel's atrocities. You know, the main surprising matter here is the role of the United Nations. You know, in 1945, United Nations was established to establish peace and security across the globe. And therefore, the main responsibility was conferred upon the Security Council to maintain peace and security. And the duty that lies with the Security Council, conferred upon the Security Council under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter, seems to me very false, because I am the teacher of international law. Whenever I am asked about these questions, asked about this, what is happening? What is the utility of the international law? What is actually the success rate of the General Assembly, like the United Nations, in bringing peace and ending the atrocities and the tortures and the crimes against humanity, against the weakest in the world? Then I find no answer satisfactory to me that I can provide to my students. That they are not playing the roles. Even you look, the few days back, when government was deposed in Myanmar, the international voice was raised against the autocrat government, the military government. Just look at the other words at the same situations, and then this has been done since long. But no voice, even the Muslims. But I'm not concerned about the other, but very much concerned about the Muslims. Because against the Muslims, all are united. All Jews and all other non-Muslims are united. And what Muslims are doing here? Muslims are not following the Quranic verses. We can give you a reference of the Quranic verses in Surah Nisa, the verse number 75. مَا لَكُمْ لَا تُقَاتِلُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَالْمُسْتَضْعَفِينَ مِنَ الرِّجَالِ وَالنِّسَاءِ وَالْوِلْدَانِ الَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا أَخْرِجْنَا مِنْ هَذِهِ الْقَرْيَةِ الظَّالِمِ أَهْلُهَا وَاجْعَل لَّنَا مِن لَّدُنكَ وَلِيًّا وَاجْعَل لَّنَا مِن لَّدُنكَ نَصِيرًا. If we go to translate this verse, because the verse is clear to you, some of you understand the meaning of this verse. What is the wrong with the Muslims? What is the wrong with you? You are not fighting in the cause of the Almighty, where the ill-treated peoples, ill-treated women, ill-treated children, so they are crying, "Oh Lord, akhrijna min hazil qaryati zalimi ahluha." So if I compare the state Palestine now with the Korea, it can be relevant, because it's a locality which has turned, say, a locality of torture, a locality of the victims, because they are always the prey in the hands of the occupation forces of the Israel. So what we Muslims are doing, even we Muslims are not raising our voice. We are not extending our helping hand towards them. That when because the aggression is prohibited under UN Charter, but aggressed, suppressed nations, they can defend themselves. What is now Hamas is doing in the exercise of the right to self-defense, they are doing so, and they are even asking assistance from the other Muslim worlds. So Muslim worlds are very much confined to their voices only, and not taking the active, playing the active role here. If all the Muslims getting united, raise their voice at the same time, they become committed like that. We are sending force to to fight against the Israeli peoples. Even the surrounding countries like Saudi Arabia and other countries, if they get united, and if they get united and get committed to send their forces against occupation forces, so they would not have taken this courage. I believe so, but they are not doing so. So they are not actually they are not following these verses. Even the other verses we know in Quran, what Muslims are doing. That we know in the recent few months, some Arabian countries have come into different international agreements, different business agreements, which the aviation agreement with Israel. There's Israel. The لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين. This verse is very relevant here. Then the Muslims should not connect with, should not make friends to their enemies, the non-Muslims, barring the Muslims, leaving the Muslims. What do you see? What we see now, despite in a state of looking into the interest of the Palestinian, long-standing interest of the Palestinian peoples, Muslims are coming forwards. So they have become the friends to our enemies, to the Israelis. This is quite upsetting. I have nothing to say here on the eve of such such as atrocities being committed by the Israeli people. But they're against the Muslim, that only the thing that the Security Council is a rubber stamp of the five the superpowers. If one superpowers gives their veto to any substantive decisions, the decision would not be passed, would not be approved. But therefore, I'm not hopeful about the Security Council sections. They will not do anything in favor of the Palestinian people. It is very much worse. According to the international law, the Montevideo Convention, Palestine is a state as it fulfills all the requirements of the statehood. Nevertheless, that you praise very much, the Muslims praise very much the government of the Joe Biden's the Republican government, no, not the Republican, Democratic government. What is his name? Just before the Trump, what was his name? Obama. Muslims, whenever Obama was elected, Muslim praised so much, and Obama was given the peace award, Nobel. He was a Nobel winner for peace. But what he did for the Israeli people, he did nothing. Because when the question of their statehood came to the forefront of the General Assemblies, most of the General Assembly members recognized the Palestine as a state. But Obama said, the American representative said there, that it should be resolved in consultation between Israel and the Palestinian government. What a farce. So therefore, today, what I'll say, that even that the Muslims organization YC, some organizations, they're good for nothing. I must say, they're not doing anything. What is happening in Egypt? So when a democratic government was established, within very few days, democratic government was deposed, and that the leader of the democratic government was succumbed to the death during his jail under the current regime. So I believe that if democracy could be established in these areas in the Arabian countries, the situation would have been changed. But I don't see any hope that democracy in near future is going to be established there. And so therefore, you the Muslims, you the people, so you please campaign against the occupant forces, Israelis, and create and build up the advocacy against them. We have to do this because there are many organizations, human rights organizations, and on the basis of their campaign, we know that in Nicaragua case, America became bound to make compensation to Nicaragua. But there is no such an organization in Muslims who can compel the international community to vote in favor of the Palestine and stand against the Israeli forces. So we simply are organizing this kind of the discussions, and this is not the practice of the today. It has been a long-standing practice, and this is not the end. How can we put an end to this type of practice? We shouldn't confine only our works to this. Rather, we have to do this something institutionally, and like I requested the Muslim Heritage, the president of the Muslim Heritage organizations. You please take the role. You please make some circulation to different Muslim countries, asking them to stand by the people of the Palestinian and raise your voice against, and raise your voice everywhere, at every point. So I am very much pleased to the Qatar's role at these situations, because Qatar directly declared that will assist the Hamas. You know that the
Dr. Nakib
Hamas.
Nasrullah, if you can
Yes,
finish with the
just
next 2 minutes.
yes. Next 2 minutes I will bring an end to my lecture. Okay. So, and whenever I talk about the Palestinian people, I only repent. I have nothing but repent what we are doing being the Muslims. And we feel the Muslims are the weak, very weak, the weakest nation in the world. They don't have anything. They don't have any support. And therefore in Quran, وَجْعَلْ لَنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ وَلِيًّا. Oh Lord, you please give us a leader. وَجْعَلْ لَنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ نَصِيرًا. Oh Lord, you please from your part give us a nasir, a person who can assist us enough. So whenever this dua will be approved by the Almighty, and there will be a leadership, and Muslim world lacks such a leadership. There is no political leader in the Muslim world. There is no religious leaders in the Muslim world. Few days back, so when I was talking about the unity of the Muslim Ummah, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ وَالْجَمِيعَ وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Who will build the catch? Who will take the responsibility to unite all the Muslims? Either Erdogan or the Malaysian presidents or any other Muslim government? I don't see the hope. So we can take some proper actions being at our level. That is, we can make some campaign and in different ways, like in like public speech, like the circulations of some leaflets, some papers, and some the other documentaries. We can reach our voice to all Muslim nations, and thus we can make some things for our people, for our brother, and then we can actually will be able to fulfill the even to some extent the sense of spirit of Islamic brotherhood. Innamal mu'minuna ikhwa. All Muslims alike, and the world Muslims are brothers. And at the end, I want to remember and the refer to a hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says that all Muslims are like a single man. If the eye is afflicted, the whole body is afflicted. If the head is afflicted, then the whole body is afflicted. So they are not the people of the Palestine. They are not the Muslims of the Palestine. They are our brothers. And with this sense, we have to come forward and extend our all-out help to them. And we should the advocates this towards the Muslims world especially, and to the other worlds in general. And with this, again, I would like to express my sympathy to the Palestinian Muslims and condemns the activities, the atrocious activities of the occupied forces of Israel. And all the very best to you all for allowing me to have few words on these occasions. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khairan, Dr. Nakib Nasrullah, for your valuable input. I would like to quote a very articulate word by Noam Chomsky, who is a leading scholar, philosopher, and human rights activist. He said, "You take my water, you burn my olive trees, you destroy my house, you take my job, steal my land, imprison my father, kill my mother, bombard my country, starve us all, humiliate us all, but I am to blame because I shot a rocket back. Free Palestine."